U.S. warplanes targeted the area around the city of Kandahār Tuesday night in southern Afghanistan as airstrikes of Afghanistan entered a third day. Speaking at a news conference in Washington Tuesday, U.S. Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld said the U.S. will continue to carry on a sustained campaign against terrorism.
We've struck several terrorist training camps. We've damaged most of the airfields, I believe all but one, as well as their anti-aircraft radars and launchers. And with the success of previous raids, we believe we are now able to carry out strikes more or less around the clock.
The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Richard Myers, showed reporters slides of airstrike damage in Afghanistan, starting with a terrorist training camp near Kandahār. He said the airstrike Sunday and Monday damaged or destroyed about 85% of al-Qaeda targets throughout Afghanistan. Secretary Rumsfeld said there had been no reports of U.S. casualties. He said he was unable to verify reports 4 Afghan civilians were killed by an explosion at a UN compound in Kabul, and said that all targets were outside the center of the city.
If there were an easy, safe way to root terrorist networks out of countries that are harboring them, it would be a blessing. But there is not. Coalition forces will continue to make every reasonable effort to select targets with the least possible unintended damage. But as in any conflict, there will be unintended damage.
Taliban officials say the strikes have killed dozens of people in several Afghan cities. They say the home of Mullah Omar, the Taliban spiritual leader, was hit while he was away. Osama bin Laden is also reported to be alive.
Al-Jazeera Television, a tiny 5-year-old broadcast network, was not a familiar name outside of the Arab world. That is, until the U.S. began military airstrikes in Afghanistan last Sunday. That day, Al Jazeera flexed its broadcast muscle when cable news network aired exclusive footage of the bombing and later broadcast Osama bin Laden condemning the United States. Al Jazeera is funded by the government of Qatar and broadcast to an estimated 35 million viewers. Al Jazeera tends to get exclusive footage in Afghanistan because the Taliban allows only Al Jazeera's cameras into the country. In Washington, U.S. State Department spokesman Richard Boucher said U.S. officials will not try to influence Al Jazeera's broadcasts.
I think we do recognize the importance of Al Jazeera in speaking to the Muslim world, and we have tried to make American views available to them because they are an important media outlet, and to the extent we can, we'd like to make ourselves available to explain our views over their broadcasts.
Mr. Boucher said the U.S. has spoken to the Emir of Qatar to express concerns about stories that have aired, but Mr. Boucher said the State Department will not give a daily response to Al Jazeera's programming.